And again, I am not knocking box stores at all. I go there constantly. But what the general public normally probably does not get educated on is that the large box stores are so large that they buy large, very large truckloads, boatloads, literally, of product that are specially made for them to hit a particular price point. Because in store, they cannot sell over a particular price point. So what does that mean for their products? Well, some products are maybe they're fired 5 times instead of 8. And what the dealers are buying is products that are fired 8 times, like ceramics, right? So it makes them harder and tougher. And I'm not saying box stores products are inadequate at all, but that process takes money to do. And so therefore, if you want this particular dollar amount, this is the product that you will be getting versus, you do have to kind of look at quality over money sometimes, in that sense. If you're driven by money, then that's one situation. But if you're driven by quality, that's a different situation.
Yeah, we bump into that constantly.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times a day I hear, oh, well, I can get this at Lowe's or Home Depot. And you're like, well, that's great, but you're not comparing apples to apples.
Correct. And they
You're
don't
comparing, apples to,
oranges.
Pineapples or oranges, sure, whatever you want to do with.
Right.
Or what I like to say is you're comparing our fillets to your apples,
right?
Or your cube steak or whatever the metaphor is.
Yeah.
But and again, you're right. It's not to slam the box stores necessarily.
No.
I think what ends up happening is everybody's shopping around, and it's so easy for people to pop into a Lowe's or Home Depot where they're maybe going to pick up something else, and they're starting their process and they're looking at some floors, and then that's the first impression they get is they picked up a little sample and it looks pretty, and I'm thinking about getting floors, and now I've got to start making the decision. I use this as my baseline, and
Right.
what ends up happening is the baseline, because some of the big box stores don't really label or promote the product specs so that you can easily tell that this is different than what the local flooring company may be offering you at a different price.
That's
And
right.
so what ends up happening in our experience, and I'm sure you've dealt with similar things, is they go ahead and get the other product installed, and it's not until 2 or 3 years later they realize they made a mistake.
Right.
Because they thought they were getting a 10-year floor and they got a 2-year floor. Or the first time something happens, the floor starts cupping or who knows what, and all of a sudden, they have that aha moment. They've been burned, and now they're back in the marketplace, looking for a solution that's going to be better. Those would be great clients to get them, after they've had an experience like that. But a lot of times, when you're dealing with shoppers who may only buy floors once every, 10 or 15 or 20 years, if they happen to move into a place that needs floors or whatever, it's not, like people are routinely shopping for flooring. So we see it all the time. We get a lot of, well, I can get this at Lowe's or Home Depot. And I spend a lot of time trying to explain to them, like, okay, this is what the difference is. This is how it's going to react. Sometimes they listen. Sometimes they don't. And I hate that, because I know at the end of the day, I'm telling them the truth and giving them good information. And they're almost blinded by the price. And maybe, one of the issues is they don't always know who to trust. I mean, why would they trust me over Home Depot? Like, they know Home Depot, they buy stuff from there all the time. So there's a little bit of a battle. And like you said, you being in the industry, like, I had someone not long ago tell me they were going to buy a 20 mil LVP for $1.19 a square foot. So no, you're not. And we're going back and forth in this dialogue. And I'm like, I promise you, you're not buying a 20 mil floor for $1.19 a square foot. I'm like, I can't buy it for that.
Right.
I can't even buy it from the people who buy it from the people who sell it for
Right.
that. So
Right.
I don't know who's telling you you're going to get that price and what the, what the catch is, but there's a catch. I promise you.
You said, if you can do that, buy some extra for me because I want to resell it.
Well, that's exactly what I did say. I literally said, okay, great. Let me know if that works out for you, because I'm going to be on my way over there to buy some of myself.
Right. That's right. And and unfortunately, that is what they don't understand. Now, what they can do is take products from dealers, obviously, who are buying first quality products, because there are some dealers that, they do buy seconds or thirds, because that's part of their business plan, and that's perfectly fine. But take a first product or first quality product and take it to Home Depot or Lowe's or a box store. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say names on this. And ask them if they could price it for you. And then tell them, then they could be able to see apples to apples at that point from your pricing to a box store pricing.